So we're live. I think we're live. I hope we're live. You guys tell me on the live chat if we are live, because today, as you can see, I'm not in the office. In fact, as you can see, I'm not using the normal camera because we have been in red alert. We had a notification yesterday afternoon from the Junta Andalucía, the Spanish government, that the schools were going to close. There was a 22-minute speech by Moreno, our president, who said that he was going to take all sorts of action, and there's been quite a lot going on today in Andalusia. So I stayed at home. But thankfully, nothing happened. But I did forget to bring my webcam. But then I realised I can use another camera as a webcam, and I plugged it all in. And somehow, guys, I'm not too sure, we've ended up going live, and it works. In fact, I quite like this webcam. The problem is the webcam's down here, so I'm like sort of talking to you now, but then I have to look over here for things. And then if you can hear me, that's great as well. And then I look over here for my bits and bobs. So yeah, as you can see, this will be the YouTube room when we're finished with it as well. But at the moment, it's just the bare room with the computer and an exercise bike, which I do plan to use this year, not just as a clothes horse as it is at the moment. So first of all, let's just jump on the, we've got 18 people on, great. Let's jump on the live chat. And here we go. Who we got on? Alex, how you doing there? Oh, your live call. Hola. Donald, how have you been getting on, guys, over there? Buenas tardes from a very wet and windy Muñeca. I have just seen Antonio sent me from Loja, the accountant, and my friend as well, the River Genil. I was stood next to it on Sunday when I came back from a place called Jaén. And it was running pretty fast, but it's just desbordado in Loja. So there is floodplain, so it's not affected any houses, but things like where the fairground is, it's all underwater. Here we go. We've got Diane from Hola, Chris from a very wet Yorkshire. How you doing from a wet Yorkshire? Scotland even colder. Oof, yes, I heard that it was on the border. It's very cold today from a family member. Hola from Alison and Bruce. Hey, how you doing, guys? Good to see you. Well done on your renewals. Hi, Chris. All Tony at Calagov. It's raining here. Oh, is it? Do you know what? It's not raining. Do you know, we must have been in the eye of the storm here in Alarin de la Torre, because we've had all the warnings. The kids have been at home. In fact, I don't think anybody's been out of their pajamas all day. I have. I'm not wearing pajamas either. I'm wet. But to be fair, I do sometimes wear Upsticks as pajamas as well. Never out of the Upsticks t-shirt. And it just didn't happen. We had light drizzle all day, but I keep seeing all this stuff from Sevilla, from Grazalema, from Cadiz, from Granada provinces that it's gone mad, and we've been really lucky. Send you an email for advice today when you can reply, Barry. Oh, sorry, Barry, if I haven't seen that yet. I'm up to a bit of an avalanche of emails dropped in the last couple of days, but I will check that out for you and get back to you. But don't worry, if it's in my inbox, then it will certainly be answered, unless it went into Jane's. Then Jane will answer you. So there you go. What we got here? Hey, Steve, how you doing? Good to hear from you. It was very windy on Merimar. Yeah, it gets a bit of wind down there. We've got a client there who's a windsurfer, actually, in his 70s, windsurfing in his 70s, loving it down there. And we've got Frank, having a lovely sunny day in Crawley, West Sussex. Oh, so that's nice. That you're down there and it's a bit of sun. But it's just been a strange day today. Really weird day. And brilliant, excellent. Okay then, right, so should we carry on with the information for today? Obviously you can, guys, you can talk amongst yourself. Oh, here we go. I missed one here. We've just spoken. How you doing, guys? That's the call. Yeah, literally finished 10 minutes ago. Can't wait to get started with you guys. And it's frustrating now, but that time will go like that. You watch. And Paul Cook's on as well. So's Patrick. Brilliant. 23 people on. This is great. I love it. Anyway, any questions, let me know, and I'm going to get stuck straight into what's been going on. Okay, then. So I did actually put the thumbnail up a bit earlier this week, because I tried to prepare a bit more than just half an hour before the show. And I wrote about document the key to success on you. We've got a lovely article on our website, which you should read, about the key to success when getting a visa is document quality. And I can't stress that more than anything. I'm going to tell you about that in a minute. But since that's happened, we have actually had, I'm going to tell you now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 visas have landed. I'm so happy, because you saw, those of you guys who watched the live, it's been a bit of a nightmare with the visas, and sometimes you get to that point when you're talking to clients and part of our community, you don't really know what to say, because you know they're going to come out eventually through experience, but when someone's been waiting 15 weeks, you know, evidently they're getting frustrated and you can't get hold of the consulate, and it's just a nightmare. But anyway, good news is they're starting to roll out. So let me give you the timings though. So non-lucrative visa timings from this past week, and really these are the last 3 or 4 days. We've got Manchester to Malaga, 9 weeks. That's congratulations to Jeff and Helen. That dropped in literally last Wednesday, actually, but I didn't have them on the list, so I put them on this list. Jason and Lisa, congratulations. London to Tenerife, that was 6 weeks, but that was using the doorstep service, where the BLS come and pick up the documents and take it away. It's more expensive, but if you're in one of the far reaches of the London, or the district that comes under London, you know, maybe, I'm trying to think, let me try and think, for example, let me give you one, I can't think off the top of my head. So if you're in, for example, Plymouth, for example, or, you know, that's miles, or Exeter, it may be worth doing a doorstep service by the time you've had to go all the way to London. You know, book a hotel, probably 200 quid for the hotel. So yeah, I'll dig out the doorstep service prices as well, because that client's kind of sent them to me as well. Manchester to Murcia, well done, Alan. That was 75 days, so not even the 90 days. Yvonne and Barry, finally, after a request for further documentation, which was really frustrating because it was documents which basically already been handed in, but they needed updating, which you shouldn't have to do, and I don't really agree with, but we have to conform, and a trip to Manchester to hand them all in, where I have to say, they said that the guys there were lovely, they're really cool. And said that the visas will be ready soon. They're at the end of the process, and they got theirs, which was around 16 weeks, I think, in the end. Their appointment was the 30th of September. So that's the longest one we've had. Alaronki, congratulations. London to Malaga, 9 weeks. I'll be seeing you in Malaga very soon. When you come over, we're getting your appointment and registering your TIE card. And David, well done. London to Malaga, check this out, 3 weeks. So well done, guys. All of you have got your visas. And anybody else who watches the show is not working with us, let us know anyway, because this is all about helping people out who are getting the visas know what's going on. So we've got, here we go. Let's go back to the chat and see what's going on. And we've got here, for information, because I found it an accident, you can register your S1 form online. You can register online, but Donald, don't, because we're going to do it for you. That comes as part of what we do for you. So I'll have a look what stage you're at with that, because we may have already registered that for you, because I've already got your residency. So Jane handles that, so check it out. That may have already been in process, so don't do that yourself, because I think we've got that on the way for you already. Hi Chris, we had our TIA appointment. Hey Paul Ward, how you doing? Hi Chris, had a TIA appointment, and they used my second entry date after the trip back to the UK. So me and my wife will have different dates on our cards when we collect them. Funny enough, I literally just had this conversation with Richard and Nancy. Actually, they have been using the latest date, your latest entry date, if you've got multiple. Sorry, camera's going funny. If you've got multiple trips into Spain, they've been using the latest entry date into Spain as the start date to your residency. It won't be a problem because you've got a 5-month window to renew. So when you renew, you've got 2 months before and 3 months afterwards. So you'll be able to submit your renewal together. Won't be a problem. You just got to watch your dates outside of Spain, because obviously if one of you's got an earlier date, then if they're spent, you're only allowed 10 months out of the first 5 years out of Spain. So when you come to the permanent renewal at the end of those 5 years, both of you shouldn't have spent more than 10 months over 5 years outside of Spain, which averages to 2 months a year, and never more than 6 months at any one time. And if there's an earlier start date, you've just got to make sure that that coincides when you come to do that. Count your days out, if you know what I mean. If I didn't make that sound slightly more complicated than it needed to be. Trudy, hi there. Hope you're well. From a very cold and rainy Sheffield, I'm near in a house on the market with a view to applying for the visa and move very soon. Cool, excelente. How's the UK market looking at the moment for prices? Oh, that was Paul's for selling visas. So what else did we have in our visa? I'm just going to get the drink. Oh, was that my drink?
Yes. It's only an adult. I mean, a lemon cabbage.
Hasn't arrived yet. So I did order a cup of tea being at home, but it hasn't arrived yet. Sorry about that. So apparently Greta Lemmer, it's very bad lie, I was telling her, but she won't come on and give me my cup of tea because she's in the pajamas, because we've been at home all day today. So document quality. I wanted to show you this quickly because this has come up quite a bit in the last week, and it's all about just getting yourself prepared. So here we go. Getting yourself prepared is document quality. Oh, thank you very much. Tea's arrived now. Thank you very much, Lara, in your pajamas. It's hilarious. Thank you. Tea today, no coffee, tea. Herbal tea. It's all part of the exercise thing. Document quality is key to success of public administration. Check this link out below, guys. It's worth looking at. There's information there about how to compress stuff. PDFs is the best. Now, for all our clients, anything you send us, we'll format, do everything we need to do. This more is for the renewals side of things, but it's really hard now because we used to have a little bit more flexibility with the authorities, especially doing the renewals on the quality. You're getting JPEGs of photos, we'd cut them out, make sure that the exposure was right, turn them into PDFs to upload them, though the Mercurio platform does allow you to upload multiple formatted documents. PDFs are by far the easiest to actually get the platform when you're doing the NLV renewals to accept, partly because you can compress them quite a bit. But they're getting really strict with the document quality, especially when it comes to looking at passport stamps, financial stuff, and so getting yourselves. It's difficult because here in Spain, because it's such a document administrative orientated system, we're all used to having documents all over the place and using computers and stuff like that. Whereas in the UK, a lot of people don't even have a computer; they use their mobile phone. So read that article. I thought I'd bring it up. It's an old one. It's been there for a while, but it's still relevant today. When do we publish this? Oh, it's only from 2021. It's nearly 5 years old, that article, and that's it's actually that photo's taken. The header's taken on my mum's table in Peterborough because we use all our own photos. That's all we use, our own photos. Never get any stock images. So. What else did I have to say, which came up this week? Passport validity. document validity. And also remember, this came up, the validity of your documents stop if you're going for any sort of visa and appointment, that stop at the time you make the application. So say, for example, in terms of a non-lucrative visa, when you go to the BLS office, if you've got ACRA, marriage certificate, medical certificate, the ACRA obviously being valid for 6 months, marriage certificate and medical certificate 3. As long as they are within date at the time of application, if it takes another 4 months for the visa to come out, they won't run out because the stamp, you handed them in date. The same applies to Mercurio. So the platform that we use to the renewals, EU family members. We actually did a renewal for a family regroup visa this week, Regroupation, family reunion visa. We did a renewal. And the documents just have to be in date at the time you submit. If it goes after that, then it's not a problem. And the same goes for, say, for example, you're really late in the process of submitting your NLV renewal right at the back end of those 5 months. As long as you submit before the end of those 3 months that you're allowed after expiry, that's fine, okay? But what you've got to take into account, if you submit then, they've still got 3 months to resolve that case, at which point you're going to have an expired TIE card for quite a long time, which could cause problems with the banks. For example, I use the banks because they're the ones that give us the biggest headache. And if you travel, you need to get yourself further documentation like an authorization to return. So, Donald said, oh, email, yeah, no worries, email me about this one. Vicky said, thanks. Oh, they use my exit date on the TIE. Hopefully won't create problems in the future for years 2 and 3. They used what exit date was that? Explain to me a little bit more, and I'll. So years 2 and 3, basically, they use the exit date in your TA. I don't understand. So they got it wrong then. Let me know. Right, and let's go on to our next section then, which is what have we got going on today? What do you want next? We have got. Let's bring up. So we've had quite a bit of stuff going on YouTube, but what I thought I'd show you, I've been doing now a shorter day, actually, just all sorts of stuff. Anything I see that's interesting. I don't think any of it is getting any major sort of hits, but anything I feel that's interesting, I see. And if we get any like landscape stuff, I use the cheesy music off of YouTube and just put it on there. That's it. And we've had a few comments. I'll just go through the comments first. Let me get the comments up. Where are we? There we go. And I was in an olive field. That has to be why. And I took a shot of them being pruned. And John Bentley said, it's amazing how much they take off. We have 20 olive trees and they were pruned 2 years ago and we still have firewood left. Yeah, John, it is amazing. I didn't know you had 20 olive trees. I'll be up to get some more off of you. But it is amazing how much they take off. I couldn't believe how much they prune them back. Check out that short. If you're living in Spain or looking at coming inland, a lot of people who buy properties with olive trees will let the local farmers manage them, and then they'll prune them back, and then now you chop them up for firewood, and it will last forever. So yeah, and we did stick a post up with some photos there. And Robbo says here, I took some photos of clients and stuck them up. So I'm really going a lot more heavy on our social media this year, trying to be a bit more proactive with our social media rather than just doing YouTube. And Robert says, I bet business is booming, Chris, as people went out of the UK as it goes rapidly down the toilet. I can't really comment on the UK. I'm not there, but I do. And the most of the people I speak to, of course, are people who want to leave. So it's never going to be positive. But yeah, it's I occasionally put the news on, but less and less. Watch more news in Spain. Kev says, tell me about it. Kev has 2 olive trees and they will grow 6 feet in all directions in one year. They do grow a lot. And what else do we have here? Yeah, just the alerts. And we did here. Shocking on my video, which is quite old, we had a comment there. Spain just gave 500,000 criminals free residency visas. You pay. Well, I don't think it's quite like that, to be honest with you. But if you do want to know more about the 500,000 visas, which are going to be, or residency permissions, which are going to be issued, then we did have a live with our mate Scats on YouTube Spain this Monday, where we're going to be doing more of this stuff. So the idea is, said to Scats, so it's great doing the informative NLV stuff, but we're repeating ourselves a lot. People have got community's got the platform to just ask live, like you can here if you want, and hopefully we can answer it. You've got our email address, YouTube upsticks.es, and Scats. So I said we should do more bloggy type stuff and offer our opinions. So I don't think we will actually be managing the amnesty process, but we have been talking to Charisse, the lawyer, about doing it, and other colleagues as well. But we had a chat about it. So if you do want to know more, go to this video here on YouTube Spain. And we had a chat about our opinion and the process of getting involved in the 500,000 residency permissions, which the application start in April and end in June. So check that video out. It's Scats, and we have a good chat about it. Now, also, I wanted to show you some stats. So this is how it sort of works behind the scenes. So I wasn't getting many comments on the channel, and the views were quite low, but they peak obviously in the weekly update. But look at the difference when you start doing just one short a day. And I don't put a lot of effort into the shorts in terms of, I don't get very technical with them and have multiple things, and I don't even put the words on them, to be honest with you, because I couldn't work it out on CapCut how to do it. The day I do, we'll have it on there. But I'm just recording anything about Spain that I think is interesting, and you can see, from Christmas I recorded a little bit more and published. That's that spike, and then after that, you can see how the average views go up. So there's little spikes, the weekly updates, but the actual line itself has gone up quite a bit. Then we've got here, what's this I was just showing you? Yeah, our subs are quite low though. It doesn't seem to have brought up many new subs. Again, as long as I've got you guys, I'm happy, and everybody else who joins on. This was quite a shocker, actually. The average age. Now, I know evidently with the content that we produce, and it's going to attract more retirement age, but our 45 to 54 bracket has gone down a lot. Yeah, that sort of viewership has gone down, which is cool. But I was shocked that that went down so much. So maybe I need to be doing more content aimed at people closer to my age group. And I honestly can't believe that is true. That it's 92% male. So I think it's just the name of the account. So I can't believe that at all. I don't think that stat is true. And geography, that's about right. Look at that. There's 34% Spain, United Kingdom. Nice to see Spain coming up a lot more. So that's good. Last but not least, really pleased with this stat. We've gone up 7% with the amount of people who are subscribed and watching the channel. So if you're not subscribed, you're watching this, please subscribe. 43% not subscribed, watch the channel. But it's nice to see that subscribers are engaging and re-engaging. So yeah. And I just wanted to give a shout out to Scats, who I just mentioned before as well, because he has a new channel, which is basically showing his meditation. That's his 10 hours of deep sleep beneath the ocean, quiet music. So if you are into meditation and stuff, then you can go onto his channel and put this music on at night time, and that will help you to sleep while you're stressing about paperwork and coming to Spain. So there we go. Right, let's move on to the next section. Let's have a look what's going on in the in the comments, shall we? Right, so hola Chris, for a rainy Mercia, no red alert though. Thankfully, changing Spanish lesson days means we can watch live again. Oh, cool, good to see you on. Send me some of your foodie photos. We still haven't done any food videos, but haven't really had a chance. I've finally got a barbecue in a place where it'd be really cool to do a video here, set up, and it's just done nothing but rain. And Ricky said, so this is about the stamp. When I went for my TO appointment, we had gone back to the UK, so they used my exit date stamp rather than the entry date. We did mention it was the exit date, but the office refused to change it. Yeah, because it's really hard for them to change it once they've done it. So if they made a mistake, then it's difficult to get the card reissued with a new date. It's not like changing a name or a passport number or something. It's very difficult once they've done it. And yeah, see, the way it works is that obviously once you're in, it's the prerogative of the person behind the desk. So even if they make a mistake, it's not good. That's evidently a mistake. Quite evidently a mistake. That person behind the desk has got the computer. They're looking at your visa, your passport, and then they put in the date that they see where the stamp is. Now that is a mistake, but that means it depends how long you spent in the UK before you came back again. So that was your exit, and then if it was the entry, that period in the UK is actually added to your residency time, hasn't it? So there we go. Right then. Couple of things from Jane today. So this is just a message from Trevor and Bridget. We're over there in Salabreña, excuse me, on the Costa Tropical, and they just mention about their experience in the Motril police station. Now, Motril has always been a nice place to go. I like a cheeky trip up the coast of Motril. Sometimes if I see there's an appointment there, I might just pick it up for myself, get in the car, go, and I do like it in Motril. Do love the whole of the Costa Tropical, and it's a good time sometimes to lovely drive. You go down the A7 for us from the office, and a good time to collect your thoughts and think of it and plan. So I do have the odd cheeky trip up there, and I went to their initial TIE card, and it was lovely to see them as well. Been our clients now for 5 years. And when they went to pick up, they wrote this: it was a very nice experience, turning up about 20 minutes early in case of parking problems. I went to the desk with one of the civilians to ask what happens, and he smiled and he said, "You're next." Then he told us he was so happy we chose to live in Spain, and it meant a lot to him. UK Home Office is somewhat different. Please find attached our card. So isn't that nice to have that experience at the police station? It's good to share the love. What else did Jane say here? Document quality. Yeah, I've already said that. So that's good. Police stations. Oh, here we go. Now, you have to remember this was an experience that we had this week. If you're coming straight off of doing some building work and you might still have a screwdriver in your pocket or maybe a penknife or something, you would be tackled to the ground by FBI agents if you were going through an airport, wouldn't you? Maybe not quite. But please remember that police station, where you're going to go and get your TIE card, is a national police station. I'm not saying that they are better than any other police here, but they're certainly the national police. They are the guard. And you're going to the frontiers, the fronteras. They're actually like the border control, but in a city. A lot of these places don't look like that. They just look like naff little offices, okay, which a lot of them actually are, with horrible desks and computers which are sat on piles of paper because they're not high enough, and that's why some of the guys behind the desk be a little bit miserable at times, I'd imagine. But just remember, it is a police station, okay? So some have security, some don't have that much security. In Malaga, for example, they've got this security arch, they never use it. But other places they do, and it's quite strict. And other places have independent security on the door. But they should all be treated the same as though you're going to an airport. Now, I'm not saying don't take any liquids, because obviously you've got a bottle of water, which is going to let you in with it. But I mean in terms of don't take any screwdrivers, don't take any penknives, anything that would be considered, which you shouldn't really be walking around the street with anyway, that could be considered dangerous, because when you go there, it could cause a lot of trouble getting in and ruin your TIE appointment, which we had an incident this week, which someone accidentally left something in their pocket and the police were very not happy about it. Okay, so remember that. Also, if you have a animal or a dog, very often happens where we've got clients with dogs and they don't leave the dogs alone. Sometimes it's a long trip. Imagine if you're in Arboledas in Almeria and it's nearly an hour to get to Almeria to go to your appointment, and you've got nobody, you've only just moved, nobody to look after the dog. Let us know first, because one is our service specialist, our appointment specialist won't be able to look after the dog for you because they won't be able to go to the desk. But we could manage it, probably getting one in and then one in as well. You know, the police are human as well, and thank goodness most people are dog lovers. So as long as you mention it to us, then we can either manage it or make it easy for yourselves and find somebody to look after your pet at home, and you'll have a less stressful police visit. So yeah, just remember that, guys. That's from Jane Says, and we'll move on to the next section. But I'm going to do a whole video about the TIE process, I think, because even when I go myself to these appointments, I've been going more this year. So I expect the unexpected sometimes. I don't know if I told you guys about the Malaga experience, where they said for withdrawal agreement, they suddenly don't want the back page. They can't be bothered to scan it. So we carefully prepare all of the application forms with the dates on the back page, and they get the clients to sign it. We go, and they kept throwing them back at me. I go, well, don't you want that? Because it's actually got a tick box there which states what this is. They're like, no, don't want that. No. Automatic renewal. We only want the front page. Get them to sign the front page, because we can't be bothered to scan the second pages. We've had enough of doing it. You know, so, but I'm going to do a video about the TIE card process. So there we go. And we've got, what's Don was saying, what you're saying is common sense. You go to the police, then respect what you are doing. Yeah, it's common sense, you know, just having, you know, just thinking it is a police station. The thing is, a lot of them are dressed in civvies, sometimes they're not, or whatever. A lot of people, the administrative staff may be police, which have been pulled off of something, they've gone behind a desk. Who knows? But well, I knew that from one case of somebody that I knew. But yeah, it's a police station. Hey Robbo, how you doing? With Christmas, we're on the Costa lately, warming up to 23 tomorrow. Yeah, it's been a strange winter, but I could do with a week of sun. Since I moved house, I haven't had a week just to get things sorted out. I've left a few boxes outside which are now soaked. They didn't even open them, really. Right, and where were we? And let's go to our next section, shall we? Oh, we're running up to half an hour already. What's the next section? So we've done YouTube. Jane Says, let's do. What did I have in the news for you? Evidently, I haven't got the links open. That's Richard and Nancy's fault. We're too busy chatting about Peterborough. Here we go. And a couple of things. So there's a couple of obvious things here which I wanted to show you, but then a couple of nice things. Let's go one by one. Here we go. Pick this up here with that. Oh, open up then. So we're coming into carnival period. Donald, is carnival by you soon in Almuñeca. It's really nice in the old town in carnival. But Malaga carnival has started. So I'll put a link below, and I wasn't even aware it started until now, but it started on the 4th, which is today, and there's all sorts of things going on. Probably not the best page to show you, but the link is below, and if you're living in Malaga or can visit Malaga City, this is all the events which are going on during Carnival, and check it out. If you just Google Carnival Malaga City, you will find that there's an awful lot going on. There's a great website here, which I'll put the link below, which shows you all about the Carnival of Malaga and what's going on. So there we go. It is definitely something. Oh look, Carnival. This is the Carnival semi-final.
La factoría y con Paqui como directora. Vamos a escuchar un poco de fábrica
No,
de carnaval.
so we did that. And the next thing that I have here was this was the BBC's take on which I thought again I didn't notice this. I didn't see this pop up on my news. I'm not on the news every day, but apparently, and I only saw this yesterday because it was published 21 hours ago. Sanchez, after the 500,000 legalization of undocumented immigrants move, which he did this week, he's added more when I can work out on the screen. He has announced that Spain will be banning social media for under 16s. Spain has become the latest European country to make plans to ban social media for children under 16. Will protect them from the digital Wild West. Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez said the world government in Dubai Tuesday said that in the World Summit, the panel needs parliamentary approval is part of the drastic changes that are preventing companies and executives responsible for illegal or harmful content on their platform. Now, what is your opinion on this? What is your opinion? Some people on the comments there, I saw this shared on Facebook, and this actually was right under the ring. I had 12, and I can tell you now, this is amazing. A lot of people are saying on Facebook it's the parents' jobs to control, it's the parents should give kids devices and stuff like that. And a lot of the times you can get kickback from kids because they're like, well, my 9-year-old doesn't have a phone, or my 12-year-old has a phone is allowed to use in the house because we use it to phone grandparents. Or he can independently phone grandparents. But the kids will talk on Snapchat. They talk on. There's an app that you can get to control, have a look what's going on that actual phone number. But you know, the battle's slightly started now at 12. I can tell you that now, and they'll just get rid of it. Won't it? So I don't see a way of controlling and telling people how to parent. I think it's a good idea. I really do. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how that works when you come to school and your mate is 15 years old and 11 months and 5 days, you're about 16, suddenly they're going to have a social media with phone they're not allowed to. I don't know, sometimes it's a secondary school. But all in all, trying to keep kids as long as possible in their lives. I'm happy for that because we're a long time old, aren't we? We're a long time adults, we're a long time paying taxes, a long time doing business, a long time working, a long time trying to achieve our goals. So, the younger you, the better they stay younger, the longer they stay younger, the better. And like I said, our social media, we share it with the kids. I actually did a post on Facebook the other day, so I don't want to like July on my personal Facebook, but the memories come up and I like to remember. So, yeah, what's your opinion? What is your opinion? I'm talking about kids. Yeah, you can pop in. Don't be quiet. So you're not there. We're just talking about you there, right? No problem. And yeah, been reading. It's been the coolest years and coolest experts for 10 years. Last year was all wet as well. Now we did some research on this, and we saw that when 10 years to like also the research it's getting warmer, some it's warmer, some and I was like, wow, actually, it looks like it seems to be temperature patterns. It seems to go like that. That's 10 years and then drop, like that, drop. But yeah, we normally we would. I've been here 26 years. In May. 26 years when I first moved over, and it does seem to be wetter. The last 2 winters have been wetter, then and cooler, and slightly warmer here in Malaga. I would say the summer. They might put a lot of that down to the age. You know, yeah, a bit older. That's what Tingy, so the military outlook, I mean, with the sunny and wet weather program, you'll be always be and you still got your tea bag. Yeah, Donna said, yeah, well, you know what it is? It's a thingy tea. It's one of those herbal teas. It's a liver cleansing tea. I'm on a sort of diet. I'm doing dry liquid. No, no, no. And, because sort of, doctors say stop sitting at desk because I used to do exercise marathons. You name it, it's about time I got back on. And talking about that, let's just have a look at our next news item. As you all know, I'm just going to show this. This is why I'm showing this one. Sorry, check this out. Sharing. 29 people online, guys. Good to see you. Right, I wanted to share this because, okay, Spain approves landmark decree to regulise 500,000 undocumented migrants. But not many people know that Idealista, the property platform, actually wrote an article as well. So Idealista is not only a property platform, they really have put up their game when it comes to articles in English. And albeit this has, you know, you can always tell an AI article because everyone's having typical 3 paragraphs. Look, every single month, 3 paragraphs title. That's 4 paragraphs. 3 paragraphs title. That's so AI, it's unbelievable. It actually reads very well. Okay, so I'm not criticizing at all. Well done for doing this, for getting those articles out. And that's what I had here. I just had to share this one. This one came up when I was looking for articles, and it did make it up. It always does. These quality publications in the UK. It's always panicking, and they always use it is always tourist hotspot. It's always tourist hotspot. It doesn't matter where in Spain they're talking about. It's always a tourist hotspot. So panic is tourist hotspot in Spain hit by mass evacuations, extraordinarily dangerous. So yeah, basically, I mean, I have no clue where they got that from today because that was nothing like anywhere. But yes, it was a holiday hostel in Spain has been hit by massive evacuations and everyone was triggered by storm. You know, it hasn't. You know, Rwanda was put in red alert and a lot of people left the areas which are flooded, but it wasn't a mass evacuation. It's just crazy. So don't believe anything you read in these crazy papers, but I thought it was quite funny because they always go back to say it's like holidays. Always a holiday. Right then, let's go on to our. So, a bit of a fun Spanish word today, and it is. Why does it never work? I don't understand. I mean, what can you do? I tested every single time, and then it doesn't work. Right. Right. So, chaval. I thought this was quite a funny word because it's not one of the normal double meaning words that I use, but you're going to hear it a lot when you're hearing about people talking in Spanish, and you hear them talk about young people or talking in slang or whatever. And this word, comes out. So chaval, don't forget a V, B, is it's like a word for lad. So it made me laugh when I saw this because I can always remember when I first moved to, you always say chaval, I always think, I mean, what's going on, lad? And as you get older, you go through the process. Eventually, when you get to about my age, closer to 50, everybody's calling you senor rather than chaval. Okay, but this word, check out. I've got there a few examples how to word, how to use. But it lad, someone who's one of the lads. So you've got chavales as the plural. So if you would say, vamos chavales, llegamos tarde. Come on, lads, we're going late. We're going to be late. But I wouldn't say that with my group of friends because we're not chavales. Sometimes you could also use the word chicos, but this is more of a slangy on the road. You could also say muchacho. You hear muchacho, but that's more the something thing. And the other way of if you're saying that someone's cheeky, it would be figura. Figura also means figure, but it was like eres figura. It means like you're a bit cheeky, you're a lovable idiot, as it mentions there. But chaval, it means lad. One of the lads. I thought that was quite funny there. If you hear that, it's one of those words that if you hear it, you'd recognise it. There we go. And let's go to the section. Where have I got some fun? We have some food and drink to show you today. Oof. So at the weekend, we were in a place called Sierra Cola, which we've got some photos in here. It was my wife's birthday. So we got out and about, and I wanted to show you some of this stuff we tried when we were there. So, what's this? Oh, that's the bodega. So this was in the hotel where we stayed. That was their wine store, which is all locked up behind closed glass. This was a rinran. Check this out. So this is like I've never tried it before. It's a cold dish, which is which apparently was from the area, called a rinran. That's the correct pronunciation. Let me just double check. Yeah, it is a rinran. And it was amazing. I'd love to find a recipe for it. It was made out of cold sweet potatoes, like cold sweet potato mash with cod, salt. They also actually have raisins on top as well, and then they put olive oil on it from the area, like the olive oil. It's absolutely amazing. I had two of them, one in a bowl like that, and then I had another one which was set out sort of on the very much like a timbal. Rinran, try that. If you ever go to Cayenne or Google it, try and make it. I've never had it before in Spain, and it was absolutely lovely. Cod and sweet potato. Who'd have thought that? And then we bought some local chorizos. Check these chorizos out. One of them there was different ones. We had a duck chorizo made from mallard duck. I haven't tried any of these yet here. And there's one there which was made out of venison, and one that was made a chorizo made out of wild pork. So I'll let you know how they taste. You can see them there. They look pretty amazing, and they weren't that expensive for a chorizo. They were $6.90 each. You would expect to pay probably $6.90 for a decent chorizo anyway. Cardona and the chicken was about €3, so it wasn't too bad. I wish now I'd bought it. And last but not least, now this is probably why now he's got a health tip, because we had a lovely meal on a Saturday night, and when I sat at the bar, there's a fire on, you're in the mountains, we're playing dominoes with the kids. We had a marathon in the afternoon, a marathon Monopoly session as well. And I said, finish off the night with a scotch. I noticed there was a single malt there in the corner. So I said to the guy, how much is that then? And he went, oh, that's €9. €9. It's single malt. It's in Macallan or something. It was not Macallan. It was other, I can't remember exactly. It says single malt. And just now the poor girl that came over and poured this, I don't really think she knew what she was pouring. Because, I mean, could you imagine getting a measure like that in the UK? I looked at it, I was like, oh, that doesn't really show you how big it was. That was at least 2 fingers deep. And that would be probably a UK triple double. Needless to say, I didn't need enough one and I slept very well. But yeah, I had €9. I don't know how much. If you're from the UK, how much that would have been. But that's definitely not more than €9 worth of single. So yeah, I can definitely recommend going to AM and that's yeah. Right, still got 19 people on, so it's good, it's good. Lost a few. Let's get to our what's going on in the chat. Here we go. Oh, you're losing me. Oh, sorry. Can you not hear me? Oh, I should have checked the chat before. Can you hear me now? Oh, hang on. Sound has to put. Hang on a minute. That's probably why we lost people. Can you hear me now, guys? Oh, what about now? I should have checked that out, shouldn't I, before? Can you hear me? Can you hear me, guys? Should have checked that. Where are we? Give me a message. You can hear me. Get the comments. Peter, once you say Chris, you should look at the comments. That had closed off. 1 second. Can you hear me now? Let me just come out. On again. What about now? We're back. We're back. So basically, you didn't hear anything about the food, yeah? Nothing. Oh dear, sorry guys. 10 minutes, no wonder. No wonder we lost people. I was basically saying how much the food was in Sierra Cazorla. And showing you food. I won't go through it again. If you ever get a chance to go to Sierra Cazorla, I've actually switched to the microphone on the camera. Yeah, so let me know if you can hear me now. Well, go through and tell him that sound's not working. Yeah, well, it's supposed to be watching us. I mean, Patrick said, look, in Chipotle is the word they use instead of chaval. Okay, that's good. That's good to know. And oh no, Kevin's told me this sound. I should have really gone through his comments anyway. Yeah, so Douglas says, hooray for Sanchez. I think that's relating to the social media, you know. I won't be able to join your chat anymore. This is true. See, this is the thing. Don't worry, you'll be able to speak. If you want me about the sound, then there'll be a point in again. Right, so we're out and about. What have we got to show you out and about? Let's do the graphics. Let's do it. Out and about. Right then, let's finish on a high. You didn't hear what I said about the whiskey that I showed you. Mystery forever. What I was saying was that whiskey that I put up was a single malt which Saturday night you're in the mountains, the fires on, you're playing dominoes with the kids and stuff. finished the evening off with a single malt. And then the lady came and said, how much is it? 9 euros. It was normal, not the top prices. And it came to them, I'm just going to stop. And that would have been single malt in the UK, probably. Richard sending these in. Thank you, Richard. This is from the Ramblers Walk in Alarin El Grande. Look how beautiful that is. That's up in the mountains just behind us here. And it's the pine trees up there. And I have got something very, very important to tell you about the pine trees now, which was sent in by Neil. And we have had some sunny days. This is the winter that we know and love in Spain. Right? And it turns out, I was short about this, but Richard saw the rainbow as well. He saw that from Alarin El Grande. Alarin El Grande was there for about 2 hours. It was amazing. It was amazing rainbow I've ever seen in Spain. So thanks so much, Richard, for sending those over to us. And just wanted to show this. Donald, hope you're still on. This is Donald's picture of the church in, what's it called? Encarnacion, Encarnacion in Almuñeca. And I did comment the other day that I wasn't too keen on the lights of the church. For me, it slightly looks like, like one of those dodgy little ornaments in the shop. You up with LEDs. The distance, that's definitely what the Encarnacion church looks like. But Donald's managed to make it look explosive and turn something which to me looks tacky into an amazing photo. Well done there, Donald. I might nick that for fun as well. And this is what was loaded. This is what from Getting to Spain said these things uploading. But what his videos uploaded, I'm going to show you this. So, if for those of you who don't know where Sierra Cazorla is, the province of Jaén, which is inland in Andalusia, has quite a lot of sierras. But Sierra Cazorla, which is definitely worth a visit, is famous for its animals, its wild boar, its deer, and for sort of mountain retreats. It's a great place to go in winter as well. It had been for a while. The actual town Cazorla, I'd never been. I've always been to the hotel on the outskirts and had a look at the actual mountains and stuff. I've never been into the town of Cazorla. So this time we went with the kids, and it was so nice. We stayed in the spa hotel, which is quite reasonable as well. It's got a spa there, so if you want to chill out, kids can actually go in 10 till 12. But I would 100%, if you're going for a romantic evening without kids, would not go to the spa between 10 and 12 o'clock. And in fact, I wouldn't go any time before 6 o'clock if you plan to get any sort of rest, because there's busloads of people who didn't understand the limits of the floor. And actually said you should put the sides a bit quicker, whereas in the afternoons it quiets down, everything there's quiet time. And you've got here, this is the town. So this was just some views from the town. Can't remember what that was called. It was an absolutely gorgeous view. That's from the Cazorla town. From where we were staying, this was the view. This is a actual town called, right next door, a kilometre away, it's called Iruela. And that was the view from the hotel. Absolutely amazing. Just looking over the olive fields. Inside, this is the heating. If you're going in the coffee bar, that's it. It's all got the heating and heats up the whole place. Lovely rustic feel as you sit there and look over the mountains. And then we found this place in town, which I thought was actually pretty cool. It was Casa de las Bicicletas. So that's actually a place to stay. It's on bookings.com and everything. And it's a guy who's just covered the place in bicycles. It's actually called Casa de las Bicicletas, right in the heart of town. And you can book on there if you want to go and stay in Cazorla. So for those of you who live down the coast and fancy a different sort of mountainous feel, it feels like nothing else in Andalusia. I'd say it's lovely. And just to show you this, be careful if you guys have got dogs. If you've got dogs, because this is the time of year now where we see the background. In the background, if I do that, background.
Hello, I'm Ralph the technician, like what Paul Cook said.
Where are you now? You're supposed to be watching that. I was talking to myself, which isn't a rarity. But how do I get this video on?
Most of the dog is not there. Oh, all right.
You realise you're on YouTube and you're pajamas, don't you? Minecraft pajamas as well.
I just grab my little pajamas. I want to get some pajamas.
How am I supposed to get this on? I'm trying to show a video. No, I can't show it. Oh, switch to scene. There we go. That's it. Not let me switch to scene. See, Scats and Sean and all my other YouTube mates, they know exactly what they're doing. They really do. You think I would have done 104 episodes, wouldn't you? Okay, so don't worry about that. Oh, I know how to do it. Watch this. If we open it.
Oh, wait. I think I know why the microphone isn't working.
Why?
I think this microphone. I'm picking up from there.
I changed it today.
Did you?
Yeah, and that's how it's working. I don't know what's going on with this. Right, watch this. I've got this there. It's still screenshot. Here we go. Why is it not picking up the media player? Right, I'll give up. That's it. We don't cancelar. So anyway, what I was going to show you is time for processing the caterpillars. Especially caterpillars generally hang about in the trees, on the floor, pine trees. If you have got dogs, you eat them, approach well. So be careful of positioning caterpillars this time of year. They do tend to pretty much. And here we go. Let's go right now, see if you can still hear us. Another technician. He runs on his way. He is. And with that, I think we're finished for today. What's your opinion on Prime Minister Sanchez's planning on the 16th of social media?
I mean, it's like, I understand what you're trying to do.
As a 12-year-old, you understand, but your social media, you communicate with your friends on Snapchat.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, none of my friends
You won't say that you're currently banned. Anyway.
Yeah. Basically, Kev, we're not using this microphone.
Yeah, we're using this
We're
one.
not using this microphone. We're using the camera microphone now. Because I think this is like
I used it before. Anyway, we're going to get ourselves properly set up. Oh, it's gone off again. There we go. Yeah, go and get it. Oh well, it's not working again. I don't know. If it's not working now, guys, we're gonna have to say goodbye and input terminal. Working?
It does work.
Was it working on yours?
I can hear mine. I can hear.
Yeah. Okay, that's it. Anyway, I think that's it. Now we're up for now. So guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget next week we have got our update 105 coming up. More dates about visas. Please stop talking. We can't hear. There you go. Yeah, I think. Yeah, that's it. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you next week. What and bye.
Bye.